No, that's my phone. That was all. Okay. I was just making sure.
Like future,
That's good.
when you say future, okay, so you said this. What motivated you to ask me about what do I see about my future on this app?
Because like I want to know if like you're gonna take it to the left. You're gonna take this seriously. Start hosting again. Do you see this being like a long term source of income for you as far as that? Like what do you feel like your future with Bigo is? Like, are you gonna like continue to mingle with these people online? Like, are you gonna make this like, your main focus or depending on what you do?
Oh hell no! As far as main, fuck no, baby. Like my main focus, no. This will always just be um like spare time. If I'm not like super actively working on myself then it's just like okay, I'll go live. And when I do start hosting again, like not going live longer than maybe like 2 3 hours, maybe every now and then I might be live all day, but like definitely not something to where like I'm not going to make this app, and maybe it may seem like it right now because it is what it is, but I'm going to do my best to restructure my life so that this app is not my life. Because a lot of people
Hmm.
made social media their life, and if that's what they choose to do, that's fine because they have free will. But a lot of people have done that in unawareness. They don't realize that, oh, I got caught up in something and I feel stuck. They don't realize it. So, in my mind, I don't necessarily think it's healthy to allow Bigo to be your life. I don't think it's healthy. It can be a tool, which is fine. It definitely. Go ahead. Is that me? Or is that her?
Pretty cool with all this stuff. I was with in the You hear me?
No, you were cutting in and out. What were you saying?
I said because you're clearly with knowledge now, so I'm asking you as far as like the energy shifts because there's um location has a way of attacking your energy in a certain sense. So how would you say the difference between being in Texas and New York is doing for you? The difference as far as like how has it impact you?
Ask me that question again.
Oh my God. Come on, Saturn. You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. Ask me that question again.
Okay. So, right? We know you were in Texas and now you are staying with knowledge. I'm asking you how, because location affects energy, right? So
Hmm.
how do you feel like the move from Texas and New York has been on your spirit as far as that? Laughing. What's the
Mm, no, I'm thinking about no, because my intuition. See, I'm not no. I'm not saying you're doing anything, but you're not doing anything. But my intuition says that that question is a trap because it's gonna set me up for more questions.
had a problem with me not speaking before, right? And then when I'm speaking and I'm trying to like have a conversation with you, it's a problem now.
No, I didn't see. And again, there you go. You're doing that thing that women do, where you're trying to flip it, like as
It's not.
you're trying to.
I'm asking you about basically your well-being, and I just want to get like an update on you.
Nah,
Is that so hard for an update?
nah, first of all, this third eye be third eyeing. Alright, so don't come over here. You know what you doing. Come on now. I ain't even mad at you. You know exactly.
I'm checking in on my friend. What's wrong with me checking in my friend?
You know exactly. You know exactly what
I'm
you.
checking on my friend.
Uh,
You haven't been going live like that, and you just started coming live again. So yeah, I always come over here and I talk to you. What's wrong with that?
mm,
Don't I always?
no, what I'm saying is that when I read the energy of that question, and it was a very innocent question.
It
The,
really was.
you see, the words said one thing. However, the energy motivated behind that question felt like something else.
The end motivated behind was a certain concern for my friend,
Mm,
and wanted to know what my friend was feeling like behind. Now, what was wrong with that? You could have answered it on the surface.
mm.
What's
Now,
wrong with that?
now my intuition is telling me that
Is
question.
it or
No,
is it projection, Saturn?
no, my intuition was telling me that question was bait for
They
more
said it.
questions that would have been harder for me to
That's
answer. Or
from something inside.
hmm?
That's coming from something inside. So you feel like you were going to answer that question truthfully, but you feel like it wasn't going to be the answer that everybody wanted to hear. So if you feel like you're not comfortable with answering the question I asked you when I was certainly concerned about my friend, what's the problem?
No, I would have answered that question truthfully. I'm just telling you that I know that had I answered that question truthfully, okay, which it was a very easy question to answer. It was not a
It,
hard question.
I don't.
However,
It wasn't.
however, I ain't no dummy. I've acted like a dummy. I've put myself in dummy situations, but
Likewise.
at
Likewise.
the root of my being, I ain't no dummy. Okay, so
Likewise.
and you and I both know that there were things that I knew and peeped about you before nobody said anything about me, and I was able to
Hmm.
peep those things because of what it is I know and what it is I can do. So I'm just telling you, Miss Pretty Next Door, that don't get it twisted. I still see you. I might be down right now, but I ain't lacking. You know what I
I
mean?
see what
So I'm not saying you doing anything wrong. Okay.
I'm not.
I'm just saying that I'm very self aware and very keen on the
And you could have answered the question without making it hot on in front of the whole line. You could have just answered the question, but you kind of brought light to what I was asking you without you having to do that. You could have just answered it. We was both here with it, but you could have just answered it on a way that no one was going to understand. But you brought light to it.
woman, you know exactly what you're trying to do. Don't play.
No, it's you could have answered it in a way where you didn't have to bring a light to nothing.
You know
It
exactly.
would have been right here with it,
You know,
but you made it that.
you know exactly. You know exactly what you're trying to do.
I'm not trying to do anything. I asked you a simple question. That's my friend. That was it. I asked you a simple question.
Mm. Next question, then.
That was all. That was the answer. That's the only answer I needed.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm. So what's your next step?
What's the Saturn Monroe line? Not that you've seen this. Would you say what's my what?
What's your next step?
Mm, I'm going to now that with everything that's happened, now that I have contrast, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Have contrast versus what I want versus what it is I knew what it is I wanted, but I kind of was compromising on that in many areas of my life, but now I have more resolve when it comes to what it is that I'm working towards or what it is I'm manifesting. So at this point, my next step is just to focus on myself unbiasedly and love myself the way that I've wanted to love a woman before I love another woman to that degree.
Hmm.
And the next woman that I love, or the woman that receives my love, I will be more self aware with. Because it's hard because I'm such a because of the way because when you're super spiritual and you're super tapped in, you attract very strong connections. So
Right.
it becomes hard to I feel extremely connected to knowledge on certain levels. So it's hard to manage those connections properly. As in, don't be, take your time.
Right.
Let play,
Play it safe
not play it safe. Because playing it safe, the idea of playing it safe is rooted in some sort of fear. And
and trauma.
I'm not
Yeah, you're big on that.
not afraid of I'm not afraid of forming connections with people. I just
Right.
know that love can be blinding. So you have to give it time for God to show you what it is you need to see. So and God has been doing that because knowledge has amazing character. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But give the universe time to show you all it is that you need to see about a person and play the long term game, not the short. Don't play the short term gratification game. Play the long term game when it comes
100%.
because love in the short term doesn't really benefit you. It's long term love, not I gotta have this now.
100%. Um, all right? So, are you comfortable as far as me asking questions about that, or you rather like leave that to your
As far as what?
relationship questions? Would that be as far as like
No, you can
leave?
ask me. You can ask me relationship questions, but what I'm saying is I think that you wanted to ask me those to begin with, but you were trying to ice break to get to those.
It wasn't ice breaking. It was more like talking to you on in code without everybody knowing what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah,
But you didn't catch on that energy.
it's more.
Because we could have had a conversation right now where no one was gonna understand what the fuck we were talking about, but you kind of brought light to it. So now other people's over here like, huh?
Like not with the way I Miss Next Door. So when y'all ladies do this, now I gotta call you Miss Next Door, Miss Next Door. Okay, with the way it is the way I am as a man, the more
Mm-hmm.
the more direct you are with me, the better. You know.
It's not about being direct. It's about talking in a sense where everybody don't understand what the fuck we're talking about. So no, other feelings are not hurt in the process, or other people is not involved in the process when we're speaking. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm, okay.
So it's like not it's like talking in a way where we don't have to speak because I have people I can do that with where I can say things and they say things and we understand each other without even saying nothing, you know. But it's like you understood what I was saying. It's not like you didn't understand what I was saying to you, but you had to bring light into it
It's because
of what I was doing,
you know
and you
what?
didn't have to do that.
The reason why I did that too is because I don't move that way.
Okay.
It's very unfamiliar to me. I'm a very direct to the point person. So when I sense that someone is not being that way with me, I'm not saying you're being wrong. It's like an alert to me because I'm like, what you trying to do? You know?
Yeah, it was spiteful intent. It was more so like talking to you without really saying nothing as far as that. But you caught on to it. You just didn't. I just didn't want you to like. You just brought light to it. That was all.
Yeah. It's
It
just
was on
yeah,
weird.
yeah. It's just the language that just it's just the language that I speak. It's just like, yo, this is what I mean, and you gonna know what I mean when I say it. You know what I mean? But if your intent was
100%.
if your intent was just to say something without everybody knowing what it is you wanted to say, you could. That's besides the point. I mean, we can go in circles.
All right, but besides that point, you already know what was the point on why that was not gonna happen. So
But you know what? I never know if there's anything. See, the thing is this. Let me break this down. Y'all, you miss next door because right now, you're miss next door. Miss next door. I like saying that. Miss next door.
yes, sir, Monroe.
You have a very funny vibration. As in, you are not evil. You are not horrible. You are not none of these things. But you are. I can sense that you have a playfulness to you,
I
as
do.
you have a chaotic playfulness.
Not a chaotic patient. That's a bad read.
Well, let me
Don't mistake me for the energies I have around me. I feel like you're mistaking me for the energies I have around me due to circumstances.
let me find the right word then. All right. You like to play with fire, Miss Next Door.
And I never get burned. I might tap down. I might tap dance around the shit, but I'm 100% alert.
You like to play with fire. And
And
what
I will tap dance around that shit and never get burnt.
and what I see is that you have brought me fire. You know what I mean? And I'm acknowledging, and the thing is, I'm acknowledging the fire. You know what I mean?
The
So
fight, just saying.
you gonna act, so you gonna sit right here and pretend in front of me like you don't know who it is you are?
I don't know who you perceive me to be.
Uh all right, Miss Next Door, go ahead. Next question then.
Hey, Sir Monroe. I've, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't not. I feel like you're on a birds of feather flock together kind of timing with me right now.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not concerned. I'm dealing with you as you.
You said nothing personal, Keep. We're having a conversation, but he's just not being 100% about it.
I'm not concerned about who you flocking with because if I was, I wouldn't
You
I wouldn't allow
a
you to speak to me.
conversation speaking on how the energies around you can determine your character because you feel like you are what you attract. Is that not correct?
Is that something that I've said?
Yeah, you said you are who you attract. You said if you're attracting all this chaotic energy, it's something within yourself, correct?
Okay. Keep going. Keep cooking.
That's what you're, just, you know, feel me? So that's what you've been on.
Hmm.
And I feel like your reads is going based off current events right now, which is not really in my control as far as that.
Oh, keep cooking.
I'm not keep cooking. That was it. I don't got nothing more to say. I don't elaborate on nothing else. I don't got it. That's it. As far as that, I don't need to over elaborate myself. It's your turn.
This next door.
Yes, Mr. Monroe.
Settle your spirit. Settle your spirit, okay?
My spirit is settled.
Settle your spirit. Ain't no I ain't got
My
I'm not putting a gun to your head, okay? Settle your spirit.
my spirit calm as it's ever been at this point right now.
No, because this is reminding me of one of the first of like the first time when I spoke to you on the poly auditions and I started asking you.
No, it's Not a trigger. Don't take it as a trigger now. It's taking it. I'm talking to you in a certain kind of way because you're trying to say something, and I'm trying to say something to you, but you're not understanding.
Would you like to ask me the next question?
Okay, I'll ask you the next question, Sir Monroe. So, um, if you're gonna, do you feel like life is here where you're at right now? Do you feel like this is if you got stuck and you had to be stagnant where you are right now, which is stagnant is never the goal, right? Stagnant is not, but if you were to be stagnant at this point right now, how do you feel like your energy and your peace would be as far as this point? If you were here and the point you are right now, how do you feel like if your happiness level, you would feel like you would be completely?
I think you got to ask me that question a bit better.
Okay. It's all right. So if you were stuck in the position you were at right now for the rest of your life, what do you feel like your happiness level will be?
Okay. So if I stayed in this space and place for the rest of my life, would I be happy?
Happy.
Oh, am I happy
And
right
then
now?
you would be happy.
Mm, it's not that I'm not that I'm not happy right now because just of the way it is I am, I'm a very gratitude filled person. Okay.
Mm,
And I appreciate life, period. The issue is that I have not been true to my soul and true to my own wisdom. So I have not been,
what current events made it transpire that you were not completely happy with yourself, made you find your true self?
well, when you
I need a drink. I need a drink. I'm coming. I'm listening. Hold on.
no, because I had to ask myself the question of, am I going to allow this to go down this road? You're not doing anything wrong. I'm just asking myself the question.
I feel like I'm not.
No, no, wait a second.
No, it's acting on the forefront in front of everybody. It's coming off in a bad way. I
No,
feel like if I asked you this on like a back end kind of time, you wouldn't even care.
you're not coming off on a bad way. I'm just asking myself.
I personally feel like if I asked you this on the back end, oh my god, if this was like a back end question and like it wasn't in front of everybody, you would not care what I'm asking right now. Because you know I'm asking questions that I genuinely want to know. But you're just like sitting over here making it seem like I'm on some shit, like on some weird shit. But these are questions I genuinely want to know about you. And I feel like it's because we're online right now. You feel like it's like a motive behind it. And it's like, it's not giving that.
I will say that if you're not if you're not focused on yourself, you're focused on someone else.
It's not about being focused on someone else. If you want to know somebody, so if you want to know somebody genuinely, or you're trying to like understand somebody from a certain standpoint, you ask questions, correct?
No, what I'm saying, answering the question that you asked. I may not necessarily be answering it in the way that you would expect, but the answer that I'm choosing to give is that in life, if you are not focused on yourself, you're focused on someone else. And
Mm-hmm.
I also ask, if I'm focused on someone else, is it serving me in any sort of way? Am I pouring into somebody that's pouring back into me? Just do I feel as though this is a proper exchange, et cetera, whoop de whoop. So all in all, I've learned to be more responsible with.
Hold up, I couldn't hear anything what you were just saying just now.
I was saying that all in all, I've learned to be more responsible with how I invest my energy.
I'll take that. I'm gonna take that for what it is. 100%. No need for any further explanation as far as that.
Hmm.
That's fair. And that's a conclusion you came on yourself, or you had help with realization.
This is something I came to. I mean, of course, I've had people around me give
It
me.
was help. It was help that you
I've
you,
had,
you
I've had,
came you came forward with that would help.
yeah,
That wasn't self
I
realization
felt, I
because
felt,
I don't feel like that was self realization.
I've had people around me give me their perspective, but I still came to my own conclusions and my own understandings.
Okay.
But it doesn't necessarily matter if it was self realization or if it was a conclusion I came to from the.
No, that answer does matter.
Well, no, because the point is that as long as I get the wisdom, it doesn't matter if it can. Information is information. So whether I received the information from someone else or I was able to surmise the information, it's going to serve me the same.
Okay. I'll let you tell it, boss. I don't believe that though.
What do you believe?
I don't believe that.
So if you don't believe that, what is it that you do believe?
I don't believe that. You smart enough,
I don't know shit.
and I'm just dumb as they come. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how to explain that. Like, okay, so even if you came to self realization, right? Um, no, I just no. It don't. It don't make no sense. It don't. It don't. It don't. I'm not even gonna sit over here and pretend like it. Like I'm gonna pretend like it makes sense. I'm not even gonna do that right now. I still not. It don't. It just sound. It's just giving. It's just giving.
What's it,
You know what it's giving. I don't have to say it.
what is it given?
But it's not about being honest. It's about not being saying something without saying something. Saturn got enough intellectual capacity to understand what I'm saying right now. He don't need he if he want me to elaborate on something, it's because he want it for the live, but he understand what I'm saying to him. I can have the conversation on the back end, but I'm doing it out of respect.
No, I'm asking you because I'm not. People will assume that I don't over when I know something, I know something, so I speak on it. But if I don't
It's
know,
not
know. Like I can't. Oh, sometimes there's some shit I don't know. Like I don't know.
yeah. Well, if that's true, then there's a lot you don't know, and like I feel like it's because of how I am and my delivery. People know how my delivery is, and they take advantage of that, and they'll sit over here and make their own narrative, right? And because they know I can't speak, right? They're gonna go over here and say something for me, knowing damn well that's not what I mean.
So just say what.
That's what I mean. So when I say certain things and how I go about certain things, I have my way about how I go about them. Maybe they're not the best of ways,
Mm-hmm,
but my intentions are never ill.
mm-hmm,
I don't have no ill intention towards anybody, especially somebody who's been good to me. Now, if somebody wants to go over here and play me on a certain kind of, somebody wants to sit over here and play me on a certain kind of way, I'll allow them to do that to the extent that I want them to do that.
mm-hmm.
Saturn, I'm tired of you.
Clearly you're not. Clearly
I'm
you're wide.
tired of you.
Clearly you're wide awake.
I'm tired of you.
Nah, you in your feelings because you thought you basically just said Saturn. Why you trying to make me? You're trying to make it seem like I'm being a bad person or whatever right now, and I don't appreciate it because I just want to know.
No, it's not even that. It's like it's not even that. Like I feel like you feel like I'm a bad person. I don't even feel like it's on your accord.
You think I think you're a bad person?
Yeah, and I don't even feel like it's on your accord. I don't even feel like it's you the one playing the violin. I just feel like you just reading. I just feel like you just reading the notes. As far as that,
Nigga, I don't think you're a bad person. I've just acknowledged, I've just pointed out some of the choices you've made. That has nothing to do with being bad. I've made such fucking choices. Look at the situation I'm in, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
oh,
But what I will say is that the reason why the reason why I said what it is I said earlier, because let's be real, people are interesting. And sometimes someone can have motivations behind their actions, but they may not even understand their motivations. So, say with the question that you asked me earlier,
like people just come in with certain things. They feel like sometimes they're doing shit to you that they don't even realize what they're doing to you. As far as that,
there are some people that do that because sometimes that person is not being honest with themselves. You know what I mean? Oh, Saturn probably doesn't know anything about anything else, but I really don't know anything that happened today. I don't know. There was some shit that happened. If there's some shit that happened today, I don't know. I was chilling with friends all
I'm
day.
talking about that with him. Yeah, I'm not even that. I wasn't even coming in here with the intention to talk about anything what happened today.
There's always something happening.
Do with him.
So what I'm saying is sometimes someone may not know, they may not be aware of the intentions behind their actions because they're not being honest with themselves about what it is they think and feel about something.
Involve what the other person perceives their actions are going towards. Because that can play a part in it too. You can be somebody can be coming over here with a certain kind of intention, right? But then the other person could perceive it as something else.
This is why I say that I do not think you're a bad person. And if I did, I'd tell you. I don't. You know what I mean?
But how will you understand that without you will never understand without proper communication as far as that
I don't
and
necessarily, but I don't
if you're
necessarily think you.
constantly go off of another source or discernment or whatever the fuck you feel like what else is coming as far as that. Like
I don't think you're a bad person, and I don't think you're a good person. I think you're a person. I think you are a soul on their journey, making whatever decisions they believe to be the best decisions for them in that moment.
okay.
It's not necessarily my job to look at you and be like, oh, bad or good or whatever. Like I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But what I will say is that when I peep certain things, I certain energies that are interesting. That's why I trust my knowing. and I'm trusting it more and more and more. So, Miss Next Door,
Yes, sir, Saturn.
when you come to me with certain energy, I'm not saying you're coming to me as a bad person, not at all, and you are not a threat to me. I don't perceive you as a threat. However, I'm going to acknowledge what it is I see. You know what I mean? So you'll try to. It's no different with say knowledge. There's certain ways about knowledge who is also a Pisces, as you know. There's certain ways about knowledge that when she does certain things, I'll be like, up, 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 up. I know what the fuck you're doing. Don't act like you don't know what it is you're doing. And I can't exactly say what it is, but it's something about men do it too. But I'm speaking as the perspective as a man on women. It's like as women, you will come to men with a certain energy, and you start to do certain things. It's not a bad energy. It's a certain dark feminine energy. You know what I mean? And it's I can only give it so many words.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's a very intuitive.
That's fair.
I can intuitively perceive it. So
That's fair.
when I see a woman doing that thing that women do with their feminine energy and the way they are, I just be like, yo, I see that shit. I'm gonna let you do it. But you not getting one over on a nigga. I see you. But if you want to play the game, we can play the game. But I,
Yeah, but I ain't really coming here on no intention to play no game with you. Really, when I was talking to you and I did all that extra shit, it was just to talk to you like subliminally. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even. I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like as far as like when you read shit in, you read shit into it too deep.
that's fine.
I literally was only talking to you on a certain standpoint to talk to you subliminally, but then you kind of like brought.
1 second. That's why I muted you. When I say game, the reason why I say game is because, in a sense of, it's more of a spiritual thing. Life is truly a game. It's just a lot of us don't know the rules of it. Okay, so you come to me with a certain thing. I come to you with a certain thing, and then we both consent to having. When we consent to having an exchange, okay, it's like the game has the word negative connotation. Let's use the word dance. All right, like I can see that I can perceive that there was a dance that wanted to be. I'm gonna unmute you and just listen. I like as women or just from what I'm able to read, you would come to me with a certain type of energy, as in you want to be danced with. You know what I mean? And a lot of you don't even, you aren't even really energetically aware of what it is you're doing because it's like in your nature. But I'm like, oh, she wants to be danced with. And I have to ask myself, am I going to consent to this dance? You know what I mean? So that's why I'll be like, I'm not saying y'all will have bad intentions or you're evil or whatever, but y'all women, y'all know how y'all are. Like, it's okay.
Okay.
But no, continue. You good. You know? I'm not, I may not be, someone said not all of us, all of you do it in, all of you do it in the way that you want to do it.
It's not everybody. I think it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like when you start to acquire a certain type of knowledge and you sit over here and you learn a lot of things, you start thinking that everybody's on this level with you, right? And you feel like everybody's smart with you and everybody's trying to do this to you and everybody's trying to do that to you. Trust me, believe. When I started like teaching myself about like manipulation and all these other things, like I was in the same paranoid state. Like I was sitting over here like everybody's out to get me. This person doing this person doing that. When in reality, some people are just like they're not even on that type of time with you. Like they're not. Like I think
This next
what?
I'm saying that you were trying to manipulate me. I'm not saying that you're trying to do any of that. I don't think you have bad intentions. Okay, I'm just saying that you are a woman that likes to play with fire, and I recognize.
I just feel like you come into situations too cautious sometimes, Saturn. Like there's some kind of motive behind conversations. It's not no. It's not motive. It's not like a whole bunch of motive behind conversations. Like, granted, you said that you felt this kind of way about me before. Like you said, I was, you got this energy off me before, whatever the case may be. Like, but I sat here and I told you exactly what I tried to do to you. Like, not do to you, but like as far as like what I tried to speak, how I tried to speak to you,
Uh-huh.
and I clarified that. So it's just given like you still not accepting that answer as well. Like,
No, I did accept it as what it is. What's happening is that you are not a you. There's something. It's not that I have not accepted what it is you said. I accepted it. It's that you are not a fan of what it is I've said.
not nothing about it, a fan about what I'm saying. I just don't like when you don't understand what I'm saying. As far as that, that's what I don't like, and I feel like